I'm trying to hurry up and rush clean when you hear me pull up. I've been at work all day and you just not doing this shit. Damn. Fucking mop water and shit everywhere. Well, you don't do shit. Fuck you been doing all day?
I mean, I just been tired.
I be at work all day, but you the motherfucker that's tired. You don't do shit, man.
Get a job, you just don't want me to work. Shit.
What you say?
I didn't say nothing.
Your ass never do. You know what?
As you saw in the video, that was a prime example of domestic violence. The city of Winston-Salem, the website, includes that domestic violence is the willful intimidation, physical assault, battery, sexual assault, and or other abusive behavior as part of a systematic pattern of power and control perpetrated by one intimate partner against another. Domestic violence can also be categorized as an epidemic that affects individuals in every community, regardless of age, economic status, sexual orientation, gender, race, religion, or nationality. The domestic violence website, domesticviolence.org, also includes several examples. Some of these examples include name-calling or put-downs, as you saw in the video, stopping a partner from getting or keeping a job, and some other examples include intimidation, sexual assault, actual or threatened physical harm. The violence can take many forms and can happen all the time or once in a while. An important step is to help someone or yourself in preventing or stopping violence is recognizing the warning signs listed on the violence wheel. And of course, the violence wheel was discussed in class, and it gives an example of the stages of domestic violence.
Okay, now we're going to go over some different types of domestic violence. The most popular is known as physical violence. Slapping, hitting, punching of a partner. That's the most popular, but it's multiple ones that a lot of people are unknown of. We have sexual abuse. Is when you're forced to have some type of sexual intercourse with an individual. And it can also not only be like intercourse, it can be physical, just touching of the body, oral. We have verbal abuse, as you see in the video, talking down to someone, making them feel less than you. Emotional is making threats and making your partner scared. Most time people think they're crazy because of this type of abuse. There's also social abuse. You're getting your social life taken away from you because of your partner. You can't talk to your family, your friends. Sometimes it can get so out of control that you can't talk to your children. Financial abuse is a big one. A lot of people don't know about. Money situation. Your partner feels so, power control that you have no control of the finance. You're actually treated like a child and have to have allowance. Spiritual one is a new one. Throughout the research, we found that an individual can take your religion away from you, preventing you to go to church, Bible study. They might take away your Bible or your Quran. Whatever you believe in is taken away. And in other words, if you're atheist, someone may make you have a religion. Animal abuse is what we talked about in class also. Can kill your pet, terrorize the pet, and which terrorizes you. Unwanted communication, limited phone calls, texts, emails, letters. It's basically isolation from the world. You can only talk to that domestic partner. And lastly, family violence. This happens often because little do people know the people you love can hurt you the most. So, a drunk uncle at that. Any of those things can happen. So yeah, these are the examples of family abuse. Next, I'm going to talk to you all about celebrities who go through abuse. A big one that we know of is Tina Turner and Ike Turner. It was a movie, What's Love Got to Do with It? This just shows, I just wanted to see an example that, as it says previously, anyone can go through abuse. This was a happy couple. No one thought that Ike would be, have control of Tina Turner, but he did. Some more celebrities I want to talk about is Chris Brown and Rihanna. Also O.J. Simpson and Nicole Brown Simpson. Through the trial, he was convicted non-guilty, but it was evidence showing that he definitely beat Nicole. To close it out, this was just a few examples of different domestic violence examples. It's not all about the physical. The main goal of a domestic violence partner is to have control over their partner.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about what is a domestic violence counseling and what does a domestic violence counselor do. The niche of domestic violence counseling is a rewarding, albeit difficult field. Professionals must face the darker aspects of human interaction and seek ways to mitigate family violence. The issues around domestic violence can be extremely complex, and individuals with this role are highly trained, leaving them as the best people to provide support to people in domestically violent relationships. This training takes time and dedication, but the role of a domestic violence counselor plays in the life of someone suffering from domestic violence can be absolutely critical. Domestic violence counseling is about more than just persuading someone to leave a dangerous environment. It's about educating people to their options and providing them with a safe place to deal with the long-term effects of domestic violence if they do decide to leave. And remember, as we went over in class, that it takes on average 7 times before a woman actually leaves her domestic violence environment. So what does a domestic violence counselor do? A domestic violence counselor provides support and understanding to victims of domestic violence. Initially, they'll work with their clients to assess the situation first. The ultimate goal of the domestic violence counselor is to ensure the safety of their client. Safety is always first. This often means working with them to support them as they leave a domestically violent relationship. They will also provide ongoing support to victims who have left their violent scenario to help them cope with the aftermath, setting up a new life, dealing with any psychological after effects of their experience. It could also involve working closely with the victims who don't feel able or willing to leave to try to maintain their safety as much as possible. So that would be if they were maybe seeking out your help, but they were still in the domestic abuse situation in the home. Some tips that you can give them to try to stay safe. Domestic violence counselors often work in educating clients as well. Throughout an education program around domestic violence, a counselor can provide a client with more information and potentially help them to reassess their situation. Then possibly they can see the things that need to be changed on their own. They often encourage patients to become self-directed, empowered, and autonomous. Domestic violence counselors may also help patients suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, panic disorders, depression, anxiety, and other abuse-related conditions. Another responsibility can include court involvement advocating for victims, helping the patients find medical treatment, and also helping them require a restraining order.
Okay, here are some of the immediate sources for domestic violence. You got National Domestic Violence Hotline, you have the National Teen Dating Abuse Helpline, and you have the National Sexual Assault Hotline, and you have the Stalking Resource Center. And the numbers are provided. And when you call the national hotlines, you're going to run into some trained advocates that will be able to connect you to a program in your community as you make decisions about how to get away from the abuse and ensure your own safety. Developing a safety plan becomes more and more important. Caring advocates on the hotline and in your local program can help you think through how to be safe in emergency during a domestic violence incident while getting help from resources in the community. And when you're with your child, this is called a safety plan.
Shit to me right now. My life don't mean shit. Your life don't mean shit. You better fucking kill me. Don't fucking kill you.
What we just saw was an example of battered women syndrome. It's when the woman gets revenge upon her domestic lover violence partner. So yeah, she got fed up and tired of her guy beating her up and abusing her. So she decided to get revenge and show some women power.
Today we gave you a few examples of domestic violence. This affects not only women but men as well. If you or anyone you know are in this situation, please don't hesitate to call the national hotlines that are shown on the screen.